Sam Altman just put an actual date on AGI, saying it'll exist inside OpenAI by the end of this year. Welcome to your AI news roundup. Today, that claim, a sleep tracking ring gearing up for a $16 billion IPO, and Nvidia's newest chip getting shot into actual orbit. Let's get into it. Sam Altman just put an actual date on AGI for the first time. In a sweeping new time profile, he said a model meeting his own personal bar for artificial general intelligence, meaning it can match or beat humans at nearly any task, will exist inside OpenAI by the end of this year. Notice the careful wording, though. Internally. Not shipped, not public, not independently verified, just something Altman's own team will have access to behind closed doors. Whether that counts as AGI arriving or just OpenAI hitting a milestone it gets to define itself is exactly the kind of claim worth watching closely. Either way, a specific year-end date, rather than the usual vague timeline, is new. Moving on, the smart ring you strap on to track your sleep is about to become one of the biggest consumer health IPOs of the year. Oura is reportedly gearing up for a September public offering that could raise as much as $3 billion, valuing the company north of $16 billion total. That's a serious jump for a product that started out as a niche sleep tracker worn mostly by biohackers and athletes. The bigger story here is what that valuation is really betting on. That Oura, and wearables like it, become a genuine front line for everyday health monitoring, feeding AI-driven insights back to millions of ordinary users. If the IPO lands anywhere near that number, it's a real signal of how much investors think wearable health data is worth. Story number 3. The company behind Westlaw and the Reuters newswire just built its own AI model, and it didn't start from scratch. Thomson Reuters took Alibaba's open-source QN model and retooled it, training it on decades of the firm's own legal research and news content. That's notable on 2 levels. A 150-year-old legal publisher is now an AI model builder in its own right, and it chose to build on a Chinese open-source model rather than something from OpenAI or Anthropic. For an industry built entirely on trusted, defensible research, that's a real bet that open models trained on the right proprietary data can hold up in a field where a wrong answer has real legal consequences. Fourth up, OpenAI just published its first real benchmark numbers for a chip it built itself, and the results claim wins over Nvidia's flagship hardware. The chip, called Jalapeño and built with Broadcom, is designed specifically to run already trained AI models rather than train new ones, and OpenAI's own tests show it beating Nvidia's top systems on both raw speed and power efficiency. This is a company that spent years as one of Nvidia's biggest customers, now publishing numbers arguing it doesn't need Nvidia's chips for this part of the job anymore. Whether independent testing backs up OpenAI's own benchmarks is the real question, but even the attempt marks a shift in how much of the AI stack the biggest labs want to control themselves. And finally, SpaceX just confirmed it's building actual data centers in space, and Nvidia's newest chip rack is going inside them. The project, called Starmind, will be built around Nvidia's Vera Rubin NVL72 system, and Elon Musk revealed new details on a slimmed-down, space-hardened version he wants in orbit by the 4th quarter of next year. Putting AI compute in space sidesteps some very real problems on Earth, mainly the power and cooling constraints driving up electricity prices and land costs for data centers everywhere. Whether launching, cooling, and maintaining server racks in orbit actually pencils out cheaper than building on the ground is still an open question, but a firm timeline now existing says this isn't just a thought experiment anymore. That's today's roundup. If you want more stories where AI collides with the real world, hit subscribe so you catch the next one. Whatever you're building or just trying to keep up with, take care of yourselves and stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.